Hi, my name is Aniela. I'm the designer behind Yoli's Wonders. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be talking about this jumper. It's called Folly Dolly Jumper. I wanted to record this little video because I think people are struggling with choosing size and sleeve, because it comes with quite a few different versions of a sleeve, and I wanted to just give you a little bit of advice where to start. It is a piece worked bottom up, sleeves and body separately, and then they are joined together to knit in the round, and then yoke is worked to the top. So yeah, as you can see, it's actually quite simple. It's much simpler than it looks. The pattern comes in 10 sizes, and each size has 4 different sleeve types, you could say, because each size comes with 2 different sleeve sizes, and each of the sleeve sizes is like this one, fitted at the lower part, and the other one is straight sleeve without any shaping, and it's just worked all the same shaping. And I just started making another one, so I will show you the difference, how it looks. So first of all, to decide your size, I would recommend measuring yourself in the widest part. Depends where that widest part for you is. Measure yourself there and have a look at the chart. There is a quite extensive chart size, and pattern goes in 10 centimeters increments. So it's 70, 80, 90, 100, etc. up to 160 centimeters in the widest point. So as you can see, this is my first piece, and I've designed this as a fitted garment, but it absolutely doesn't have to be, like I'll show you in a second. And so this is size 3. I'm around 88 centimeters in a chest, so you can see how it fits. It's quite snug. I definitely wouldn't recommend going on with negative ease on this one, because this pattern will start opening up and it won't look as nice, I don't think. But if that's something you like, then why not? Don't let me tell you what to do, what not to do. So this is size 3, and I'm making a second sample, which is size 4, which is 10 centimeters larger in the circumference in the widest part than the one I'm wearing. So it's slightly larger, so it will fit a bit looser. I don't think I will be able to try it on, but just to give you an idea. The other thing that I know people struggle, it's the row gauge is really important in this pattern, because if your swatch, it's really important that you make a swatch and wash it and see if the pattern stretches either way. But it's especially important with the row gauge in this pattern, because it's worked bottom up, and you can't make it shorter that easily. You would have to unravel everything up top, which is nothing to be scared of. You just need to make a good swatch and make sure that you know your row gauge is correct. And if it's any different, you can make adjustments as you go and take it into consideration. Take it into consideration while you knit it. So for example, if your row gauge, it will stretch after, and how much it will stretch after you've knitted, then you will knit it shorter, so it doesn't stretch, so it doesn't grow on you so much after washing, which I definitely recommend doing, because you want all that dead out of your beautiful garment as you finished. So this is this looks really funny. It's like a little skirt, but I want this to be quite loose to wear over summer dresses perhaps, and a bit different fit than this one. And you can see that it's probably slightly shorter or similar length than the one I'm wearing now. And when you're measuring the length of your garment, make sure you measure from the highest point of the scallop edge, so from this. So you put your measuring tape up here, and then you measure how much is it. My body is around 20 centimeters, and that's what I want. And I know this won't stretch as much, it won't grow, because I made a swatch and I washed it and blocked it. So, but if it would stretch or if it would shrink, then you just need to knit less or more rows to accommodate that gauge. So that's how to choose the body and how to knit the length that you want. Maybe it's not as accurate, but you can of course put it on a larger needle, slide it in, and you'll see where this around armpit, somewhere here, where it ends and how far it reaches. So you definitely can try it on and see how long it's going to be, or how long you want it to be. If you want it to be full length, then I'd probably have to knit another 10 or 15 or maybe even 20 centimeters. But I want another cropped one. Another thing is sleeves. So like I said, every size comes with 4 different sizes of sleeves, and you might find it difficult to decide how to choose a sleeve for this garment. So first of all, the pattern is suggesting that you will start working with the sleeve, because that's extra security for you, that it's not a lot of knitting, but if you notice the gauge is wrong, you can try again. It's not that much ripping back. But if you don't know what type of sleeve you want, then I would recommend starting with the body if you're convinced which size you want to knit. And then once you have the body, some length on it, what you can do is, so I know this sleeve is a smaller size sleeve. In pattern it's referred as A1 or A2. This particular one is A1. And then the larger size sleeve is referred to as type B, and B has also B1 and B2. So if you have a look at the pattern, and for example it will say that it recommends such and such number of stitches, or such and such measurement around bicep, you can grab that measurement. So it will be, I don't know, let's say 40, so it will be like that much. And then you can kind of like slide your hand in, see if it's comfortable, if that's what you want, if you want it less or more. So I'm keep holding it here on the measurement that I want, and then if I know I want them less on the sleeve, I'll have a look what's the other option, or if I want more on the sleeve, you can look on the other option. You could also mix and match sleeves from different sizes, but that might be a bit trickier while you join it in the round. I'm not gonna give you instructions for that because that's not what was intended. But I hope that gives you an idea how you can try and choose the sleeve. So like I said, this one is a fitted one, but the next one I wanted more loose, and I already started making it because I finished my body. And this one you can say that it's gonna be quite loose because I'm wearing it over quite thick jumper. So that will be my quite loose fit on this sleeve. And another thing that my gorgeous testers were very helpful with is yarn. So this one is knitted with 2 strands or Hobby Divine or Divina, depends. I don't know how the brand company would pronounce it. So it's air blown yarn, and it's hauled with 2 strands together, so it's quite dense fabric. It's really warm sweater. That's why I'm making a second version. But I know some testers struggled to get the gauge holding 2 strands of this yarn, and they held instead 1 strand of this yarn and 1 strand of silk mohair or brushed alpaca, because their gauge was too tight or too loose and they had to adjust the needle size. But in the end they managed to get the gauge and fit the jumper like they want, so definitely go and check them out. And this version that I'm making, because that was also a question, can you knit it in few strands of mohair or similar equivalent? And this one is brushed alpaca, and it's 2 strands together that I had a different jumper knitted in before, so they are all connected. So I was looking for something I could make with it, and I successfully hit the gauge on the same needle size with a different type of yarn, completely different type of yarn, different feel, different look. So it's definitely possible, and don't be scared to just experiment and subsidize yarn if it's not something you want. If thick jumper like that is not your gig, and you want something lighter, it's definitely possible. So brushed alpaca is usually slightly thicker than silk mohair, so you might need 3 strands of silk mohair, or you want 2 strands and it will be quite loose and gapey. So just experiment with that and you'll hopefully you'll get what you want. And if you have any more questions, please leave the comment down below. I'm happy to answer and help, because it's just so obvious for me. If anything else is not clear, please let me know and I'm happy to answer. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy making it. Happy knitting. Bye.